Well, thanks a lot, Ami, and to our dear panelist members. It's really hard to keep this track online and everybody on focus, so that's why we planned for you something different. Now, after all this talking, I would like to address our new session, maybe as a virtual boxing match. Did I get your attention? Great. So I want to invite to the stage, on the right corner, Refael Ransom Bone Crusher, Franco, founder and CEO of Kodlu. And on the left corner, Yigal Cyber Thunder Unna, former Director General of the Israeli National Cyber Directorate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
You know, Yigal, we know each other for a lot of years.
Day or two.
Yes, day or two. Most of us retired from the NCD. Most of us established the NCD.
Survivors.
And survivors, yes, and we are survivors. And the first question from your perspective, you are right now are running all over the globe, covering a lot of topics. What is the three hot geopolitics topics that you can bring to the table today?
Regarding the conditions here, I wouldn't use the word hot. You mentioned our background. Well, we both worked before the NCD. We can say it's all the public in the Shabak, in the Israeli Security Agency. And although we were more cyber, we know some interrogation techniques. So thank you for holding. You passed the first phase of the interrogation to the next one. Well, to choose.
Be a lawyer, you need to survive this room.
Oh, survivors it is. To pick only three topics is a difficult thing. So let's focus on one. But geopolitically, the fact that the world is beginning to even discuss the possibility of another world war, a third world war, either it be something that comes from Central Europe, either it becomes something that will come from Far East Asia. But Middle East is close to our heart and to our minds and to physically. But it's not the main thing. Maybe it's the first sign of something of this kind, of this magnitude. And the problem is, cyber is not doing any good to this sentiment. As the problem, as we heard in just a couple of hours earlier, and we're going to hear in the rest of this week, the cyber is just an inflammatory element because technology, maybe the second one is the social media and the awareness campaigns or fake campaigns, as they should be called. Everybody's using it. We are all consuming it. Just looking at the audience here, everybody's half listening to us and half looking for something in through the internet, social media-wise, this or that. And unfortunately, we are facing a tsunami that is rising all the time of fake and manipulation and abuse. And it comes from one side that is less dependent on public opinion against another side, let's say our like-minded side, that is more vulnerable. But let's go down from geopolitics to more boxing issues. Look, it's very exciting for me because we spend, Franco and me, in very unique places. I can say at the something like the toilet room of the President of Israel, without disclosing too much, for half a day, without air conditioning, by the way, so we're used to, we're robust. And in war rooms and in the Knesset, nights after nights with Dana, preparing and defending democracy, defending the elections. But this is the first time that we do a public stage, so that's a new thing for us. The one thing I wanted to ask you is if all cold blues here, who's running the crisis that are now going? But
not all of them
okay.
not all of them are here. This is the problem. Not all of them are here.
But seriously, you can compare the how crises are run in the public or the government sector. You ran a couple of them, and today from the private sector. What is the main difference or the big differentiation?
First of all, related with what you said, if you read yesterday the telegram of Erez Dasa about a large cyber attack on a large company, and this is outside, our team is right now running this company. They are running this cyber crisis. This is why you will not see here all our team. So first of all, if you don't follow Erez Dasa telegram, this is the time to follow. Second, I remind you, the first time that we get in a war room, cyber war room, it was in 2019 around the national elections. And if you remember, what was the first things that we dealt? It was the ego of all our partners. It was the ego from our friends from the Shin Bet, the ego from our friends from other authorities. And basically, I can say this is a totally different that you are running a crisis for a company. Because when you are running a crisis for a company, I will say most of the time, they are freezing and they are waiting that you guide them. Even they are very strong company with a very strong CISO, CIO, and CEO. In the first 24 hours, they are freezing. They don't know what to do. And they ask you to lead them. Even they ask the most simple questions. Can I speak with? Can I report to? So they are so frightened, so squeezed, and so frightened. So you should be the leader. Meanwhile, when we are working
So you're the responsible adult in the room.
You are yes, you are a responsible guy, and you need to guide them. When you are working in the government, you should be more politicians. Nicely, you have the times, you need to see what will be the result, the sequences, everything is like working,
A dance.
a dance, yes. So basically, it's the rhythm. We are working very fast, and in the government, we are working a little bit slowly. Even we was fast. So basically, this is the first issue. The second issue, as people that come from the intelligence side, and both of us, because we was defender, we was in the funny area. We was in the opposite. Okay, we didn't start as the defenders. We start as the, let's say, the other word that we are not mentioning here.
Takes one to know one.
Yes, and what we care at the beginning, it was to collect intelligence. We come from the intelligence side. We collected intelligence. We want to know exactly if it's a 0 day, what is the TTP and everything. Today is not care. I don't care who is the attacker. I want the fast resilience. I want to see that the company is going back to serve the customers. I don't care who are the TTP, who are the hackers. The people from the incident response always come to me and say, Franco, we found a 0 day. Sorry for my bad English. Fuck the 0 day. We should...
You can reset it.
I think about it. We are dealing with a reputation. If your company is not working, every hour you lose money. You lose your reputation. Customer leave. Sue will come. Regulator will bite you. The hacker will attack you. I don't care TTPs. I don't care intelligence. Okay? But
tell me, how is your
it's a boxing. It's go to two sides.
I'm winning. It's interesting. How is your experience as a CISO part of the leading CISO of the most targeted, cyber-targeted country or target in the world, Israel. What lessons it brings you when you come from the other side, not as a CISO, but helping other CISOs?
First of all, I will say the CISO is one of the main key players in the preparedness side. Even he is not the one is responsible for the crisis, because we spoke about it. Wolf mentioned that the CEO is responsible for the crisis, no one else. But the CISO is the one that understanding the language of cyber. And this is why I see him as a very key, I will say dramatically key player. This is one. Second,
a common language, that is.
A common language. He understands our language. He can be a mediator between us to the CEO, and this is very, very, very important. Second, I told the CISO that he is deal with the cybersecurity and policy and tools and technology tools and everything every day. But he's never dealt with a crisis. This is why our expertise on resilience, we prepare the company and we help them shoulder to shoulder. We are working with a lot of CISO. In the beginning, they don't understand exactly how to eat, how to digest us. But in the end, they understand that we built for them a new line of defense. A new line of defense. It's called recovery. It's part of the defense strategy. The defense is not just prevention or detection. The prevention, the strategy is also full recovery. And more CISOs and CIO understanding that we are in a new game. And I think they like that. Why? Because in USA, but also in Europe, people are going home after a bad crisis management. Kicked out, yes. But if you managed well, you can also promote. You can make a lemonade from the lemon. But Yigal, right now we talk about that you are working in a lot of areas around the globe. What are the technology trends that you see? You are working with almost 20 Israeli startups and global startups?
Around Chai, 18.
Chai, it's perfect. Chai, it's 18 if you're not familiar with what is Chai. What is the most next short-time trends? What are the next trends in technology area?
Well, although I work not just with the startups, but also with from the investment side, a venture partner and a VC, and assisting, consulting some VCs. In fact, even tonight we have 2 different receptions. Tomorrow another reception. It's crazy. Coming back to life, all this.
Give us a tip where to invest.
So, the simple answer would be artificial intelligence. The problem is that everyone that you meet, even the janitor outside is say hi, I use AI and the truth is it's commonly abused. So the true AI, the true usage, by the way, in cyber, crazy things. Just imagine all the field of adversarial AI, meaning AI against AI, not just using it for defense or counter-defense issues, but adversarial AI, which it's crazy. And by the way, the first time I was talking about it was when I was in office, 2018. 6 years ago, I stood on the stage and gave the presentation twice and stopped doing that because everybody was glazing like, what you're talking about. So now everybody, on the other side, everybody thinks they know everything about AI.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm using everyday ChatGPT.
to write all all what we're saying. Yeah.
Yes.
And the second thing, well, I would say that although I don't like, again, the abuse of quantum and post-quantum, it's here. It's here. I'm involved, one of the high startups developed a crazy post-quantum safe verification mechanism, and it's post-quantum, and it's still impossible to break. Everything that done by one human being will be eventually, but it looks for years, many years to come, unbreakable. So post-quantum, yes, we see more and more pilots of working applications of this kind of projects, but all of you that work in the cybersecurity industry, don't worry. Our job security, after 35 years, I've seen all the technologies come in, stay usually, and being hacked. So that will also be probably hacked.
By the way, you mentioned AI. So a couple times I tried to manipulate ChatGPT. I asked him if I want to do some creative things and hack back or something like this. You know what the answer? You cannot do it. It's illegal. This was the answer.
Now you all understand what I needed to deal with for 3 years when he was my deputy. Okay, I continue.
Yes, but when we was in the government, it was legal. So I'm asking always ChatGPT. I try to get from him creativity solutions for crisis, and it is not work. So you're right. We have a lot of work for the next at least 10 years. But you mentioned AI, and we know there are a lot of fake, deep fake, and AI fake, and CO extortion. So there is a technology solution for that you are involved in?
Well, technology is
social engineering.
Exactly. You pointed out very, very correctly the biggest pandemic of our time. The most fearing, the most frightening one, for sure, is the abuse, manipulation, from deep fake to all other. And AI is a crazy engine that catalyze it and give it a real buzz. Now, just take a look at the coming year. I think 2025, we're going to have like 1/3 of the population, world population, going to vote. No, excuse me, it was this year. India, just India is like 1/6. So by the end of this year, with France and maybe in Israel, we see 1/3 of the population, world population, going for elections. But those are the lucky that vote suffer from those are not lucky but governed, but those who are not voted, and they have the money, they have the capability. North Korea, 40% of their GDP comes from cybercrime. So they have the minds, they have the resources, and they use it and abuse it against us all. So I heard before that state-sponsored attacks, they don't care about the money. Although we witness some, ransom demands. No, they care about making embarrassment and putting down regimes, and we're going to see more and more regimes and more leaders legally voted, will be thrown away because of these turbulences, from these instabilities that arouse by threat actors, by bad players using our game field. And this is troubling. But you tell me about trends. Trends in crisis management. What do you see? What are the new crises that you face? How they look like?
We have 1 minute, yes? We are after the 1 minute, so I will take 1 minute from the next. I will say like that. In Europe, we see the Russian group are very, very aggressive, very, very aggressive. It means they don't care any of your privacy or data. They can take you down. They don't care your personality. They can publish everything, and they know it's a psychology effects. This is what we see in Europe. In Israel, we see, unfortunately, the Iranian, if until, I would say, October 7, they still try to hide, and we will not be able to track them today. They don't care. They just want to make propaganda or wiper. This is the worst scenario. By the way, in the last 2 months, we had 3 or 4 wiper, so close to delete and take down a company for months. And this is the strategy, unfortunately, of geopolitical and terrorist groups. Yigal, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It was very, very nice. Thank you.